Am I in the wrong for stopping my boyfriend's proposal, ruining his plan at our best friend's wedding, and causing a fight by protecting their special day? Posted by you/feeling_camp_8847. I am a 26-year-old woman and my boyfriend and I have been together for almost 3 years. We met through mutual friends who are very close to us, and we both attended their wedding. Our relationship always felt serious and positive. My boyfriend is kind, talkative, and usually thoughtful. We discussed marriage often, even visiting jewelry stores to look at rings together. I believed a proposal was coming soon, a matter of timing, not possibility. A few weeks before the wedding, the four of us talked about weddings, and my boyfriend joked about proposing to me at our friend's event. The groom laughed, but the bride and I clearly said no. I thought he was not serious, but I was wrong. Am I wrong for stopping his proposal at the wedding, upsetting him, and causing tension by wanting to respect our friend's day? Our friend's wedding was a joyful occasion. The ceremony was beautiful, and the reception was lively, with guests eating, dancing, and celebrating. After the speeches, people lined up for food. Our table waited, and I chatted with friends. My boyfriend walked to the DJ and requested "Story of My Life" by One Direction, a song we loved singing together in the car. I smiled at him, happy to hear it, but noticed he seemed distracted, looking around the room nervously. I wondered if something was wrong, but before I could ask, he picked up a fork and tapped it against his glass, making a loud clinking sound. The room grew quiet, and everyone turned to look at our table. I felt surprised and worried. I realized he might be starting a proposal, despite our earlier conversation. I stood up quickly, walked to him, and whispered, "Not right now." His expression changed, showing disappointment. He spoke loudly, saying, "I'm sorry, I was just joking," and sat down. I leaned closer and said, "Let them have their day. We'll make our moment special." He looked away, avoiding my eyes. I hoped he understood, but the mood at our table felt tense. When it was time to get food, he stood up and walked toward the exit. I followed, calling his name, but he moved too fast, and I lost him in the crowd. I texted and called several times, but he did not answer. Feeling confused, I returned to the reception, trying to enjoy the event. About an hour and a half later, my boyfriend came back and sat at our table. He did not look at me or speak. His face showed sadness, and I felt uncomfortable, like I was not welcome near him. I tried to talk to him, asking if he was okay, but he stayed silent. The rest of the night was difficult. I wanted to dance and celebrate our friends, but the tension made it hard to focus. Guests noticed our quiet table, and I felt embarrassed, wondering if they knew what happened. I stayed until the reception ended, hoping my boyfriend would talk, but he remained distant. The drive home was silent. I expected an argument or explanation, but he only said, "I don't want to talk about it right now." I respected his request, though the quiet car ride felt awkward. I replayed the moment in my mind, wondering if I had been too harsh. I thought I acted calmly, but his reaction made me question myself. At home, I tried to sleep, but felt upset and confused. Later that night, my boyfriend sent a long text message. He explained how much effort he put into getting the ring and how rejected he felt when I stopped him. He said I embarrassed him in front of everyone and ruined his proposal plan. He believed that if I truly wanted to marry him, I would not have interrupted him publicly. I replied, explaining that I did not reject him, only the timing. I wanted our friends to have their special day, and for our proposal to be our own moment. He responded that I made him look foolish, and he was hurt by my actions. I felt hurt too, not understanding why he ignored our earlier agreement or why he focused on his embarrassment instead of my feelings. I started doubting myself. I never liked the idea of proposals at someone else's wedding, as it seemed disrespectful to the couple. I thought I handled the situation quietly, but my boyfriend's reaction made me wonder if I was wrong. Should I have let him propose? Did I overreact? Needing perspective, I posted on Reddit in r/AITA, sharing the incident and asking if I was wrong for stopping him and causing tension. I hope strangers could help me understand. The responses came quickly, and most supported my decision. One commenter said, "You saved him from embarrassing himself. If he can't act mature and keeps acting sad, you need to think about this." That he thought it was okay to propose there is a big warning sign. I replied, "I'm not ignoring the warnings. His reaction bothers me a lot. We usually talk through fights, but this feels different." Another commenter wrote, "You and the bride told him not to do it. You didn't reject him. You rejected the time and place. It was their wedding, not his moment to take attention." I responded, "I agree. I just wanted to respect our friend's day." Someone suggested I ask my boyfriend to research whether proposing at a wedding is acceptable, saying it's widely seen as rude. I replied, "I might try that. He needs to see why it's a problem." Another commenter said, The real issue is how he ignored your feelings and made the night about his embarrassment instead of talking. That's a warning sign for future conflicts. I responded, I'm thinking about that. He's never shut me out like this before. I'm hurt he ignored me all night. Some asked why I thought he was thoughtful if he disregarded my wishes. I replied, he's usually good at communicating, but this was a big mistake. I don't want to end 3 years over one error, but I'm looking at everything. The comments made me think about my boyfriend's behavior. We had always resolved disagreements by talking, but his silence at the wedding and blaming me afterward felt different. I wanted him to apologize and discuss the issue, not avoid it. I felt sad that he did not join me to dance or enjoy the night, instead focusing on his feelings when no one else seemed to notice the incident. The Reddit community's support helped me feel confident in my actions, but I still felt unsure about our future. Update, May 6, 2025. 2 days after posting on Reddit, I focused on resolving the tension with my boyfriend. After he went to bed, I had posted because I felt guilty, wondering if I was wrong, and if the night would have been better if I let him propose. The Reddit responses made me feel more certain I was right. The night was difficult, but I felt better about moving forward with my life. I gave us both a day to think. I considered whether his behavior was part of a larger pattern. Early in our relationship, he sometimes stayed quiet during arguments and needed space before talking. I learned to wait, and we usually discussed issues well afterward. But ignoring me for the rest of the wedding and refusing to hold my hand when I reached out hurt deeply. It seemed like he wanted me to feel bad by not communicating. We met in person at my place. He arrived and started crying, apologizing many times. He said he felt foolish for his actions. He had talked to his father, who was upset with him, and helped him see his mistake. My boyfriend also contacted our friends, who were on their honeymoon, to apologize for trying to make their day about him instead of celebrating them fully. I asked why he ignored our conversation weeks earlier, when I said not to propose at the wedding. He explained that the groom and their friends had encouraged him to propose soon, though not specifically at the wedding. He had the ring for a month and wanted the moment to feel spontaneous. He said the wedding's happy atmosphere made him imagine us married, and he acted without thinking clearly. He regretted his choice and wished he could undo it. I told him that while his intentions were good, his reaction afterward was not acceptable. Ignoring me hurt, and blaming me for his embarrassment was unfair, especially since we agreed he should not propose there. He apologized again, admitting he handled his feelings poorly and should have talked to me instead of staying silent. We discussed our next steps. I said I did not want to return to normal immediately. I felt happy and confident at the wedding, but ended up crying alone, reading Reddit comments about whether to end our relationship. I told him that if we continued, he needed to attend therapy to manage his emotions better. My mother works at a mental health clinic and had offered resources before. I needed time to trust him again. He agreed to seek therapy through the clinic and suggested a week-long break with open communication while he starts this process, and I take a short vacation to recover from the stressful weekend. We also talked about what we wanted for a future proposal. I said I preferred a private moment, not a public event. He liked the idea of a big gesture, but was flexible on the location. He asked if including friends and family was okay, and I agreed. We decided not to rush into a proposal, letting this situation settle first. Before he left, he said, I owe you some dancing. We danced slowly in my living room for about half an hour, a small gesture that felt kind. The conversation showed me he was willing to improve. He admitted his mistake and recognized his pride, not my actions, caused the difficult night. The Reddit comments helped me understand what I wanted and what was healthy. I plan to watch how he handles challenges in the future, and I am not rushing into decisions. For now, I feel hopeful about our relationship.